Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. RHOC star Lauri Peterson's son Josh's cause of death revealed. Lauri Peterson's son, Josh Waring's cause of death has been revealed. Almost 5 months after the former Real Housewives of Orange County star announced the news on Instagram, his death has been ruled an accident. The Orange County Sheriff Coroner Department declared Josh died as a result of the use of fentanyl, methamphetamine, and olanzapine. The last is an antipsychotic normally used to treat schizophrenia. In an April 6 post on her Instagram account, Lauri announced Josh had died on March 31. It is with a shattered heart that I write this post to let you know that my sweet Josh left this earth Easter Sunday. The heartbreaking post featured multiple pictures from Josh's childhood, as well as photos of Josh with his daughter Kennedy. No one can ever prepare you for this feeling of such deep loss, Lauri continued. Lauri also noted that Josh fought every single day for most of his adult life, for his life, adding, "This past Sunday, the challenge was too great. He received the most joy, pride, and purpose through his daughter Kennedy, and watching her grow and thrive over the years," she concluded. Josh's struggle with drugs was well documented during Lauri's 4 seasons on RHOC. After he had multiple run-ins with the law, she chose to leave the Bravo hit after season 4, which aired in 2009. In June 2016, Josh, whose father is Lauri's first husband, Philip Waring, was arrested on suspicion of attempted murder. He would eventually serve 4 years in prison. In a 2018 interview from jail, Josh opened up to Page 6 about his struggles with addiction. "There's no mystery to the fact that I've had problems with drugs. The police do know who I am in Costa Mesa." Lauri, who married her current husband, George Peterson, in September 2007, adopted Josh's daughter when she was 3. She opened up about choosing to raise her granddaughter, Kennedy, saying, "There just weren't a lot of options." Lauri explained that Josh and his wife had a baby but were both struggling. She and George decided to help them by adopting Kennedy and raising her. She noted that she and George had watched each other raise their kids but never had a child together. So, watching George with Kennedy made her see another side of her husband and fall even more in love. "I've fallen so hard in love with him now because he is so generous to take on this huge responsibility." Were you surprised by Josh's cause of death? What do you think of Lauri and George's decision to raise her granddaughter? Lauri Peterson, a name synonymous with the glitz and drama of reality television, has lived much of her life in the public eye. As one of the original stars of the Real Housewives of Orange County, RHOC, she quickly became a fan favorite, known for her grace, beauty, and the complexities of her blended family. But for all the glamour that came with being a reality TV star, Lauri's life behind the cameras was often far from picture perfect. The tragic death of her son, Josh Waring, has now brought her name back into the headlines, but this time for reasons far more somber. For years, fans of RHOC have watched Lauri's struggles with her son Josh, whose life was marred by addiction, legal issues, and a series of heartbreaking events. His struggles were painfully real and often played out in the public eye, making his tragic death even more poignant. Now, after much speculation, the cause of Josh Waring's death has been revealed, offering a heartbreaking end to a story that many had hoped would turn out differently. Josh Waring's life was not always marked by the darkness that eventually overshadowed it. As a young boy, he was the apple of his mother's eye, full of potential and promise. But as he grew older, the pressures of life, compounded by the spotlight his family was under, began to take their toll. Josh's descent into addiction was a slow and painful process, one that Lauri fought hard to save him from. She sought out rehab programs, therapists, and any form of help that she believed could save her son from the grip of drugs. But the demons Josh was battling were powerful, and despite his mother's best efforts, he often found himself back in the same destructive patterns. The legal troubles that followed Josh were a direct result of his addiction. He was in and out of jail, facing charges that ranged from drug possession to more serious crimes. Lauri, ever the protective mother, stood by him through it all, never giving up hope that he might turn his life around. The love she had for her son was evident to anyone who watched RHOC. Her pain was palpable when she spoke of him, her voice often cracking as she discussed his latest troubles. But there was always a glimmer of hope in her eyes, a belief that somehow Josh would find his way back to the light. In the months leading up to his death, those closest to Josh noted a change in him. He seemed more at peace, more determined to beat his addiction once and for all. He was participating in a rehabilitation program and had begun to reconnect with his family. Lauri, ever hopeful, spoke of his progress with a cautious optimism, aware of how fragile his sobriety was but choosing to believe in his strength. But addiction is a cruel and relentless foe. It can lie dormant, giving the illusion of control, only to strike when least expected. On that fateful day, Josh Waring lost his battle. The cause of death, as revealed by the medical examiner, was a fatal overdose, a heartbreaking end to a life that had been fraught with struggle. The drugs that had taken so much from him over the years finally claimed his life, leaving his family to grapple with a loss that, while not entirely unexpected, was devastating nonetheless. Lauri Peterson, upon hearing the news, was inconsolable. The reality that her son was truly gone, that she would never again have the chance to see him overcome his demons, was almost too much to bear. She had fought so hard, for so long, to save him. The pain of knowing that, in the end, it wasn't enough, weighed heavily on her. The public response to Josh's death was immediate. Fans of RHOC, who had followed Lauri's journey and witnessed her struggles with Josh, expressed their condolences in droves. Social media was flooded with messages of support for Lauri and her family, with many acknowledging the heartbreaking reality of addiction. It was a stark reminder that behind the glitz and glamour of reality TV, real people with real struggles were living their lives, often in the harsh glare of public scrutiny. In the days that followed, Lauri released a statement through her publicist, expressing her grief and the deep sorrow she felt over the loss of her son. She spoke of Josh's kind heart, his struggle with addiction, and the love she would always hold for him. She also took the opportunity to advocate for greater awareness and understanding of addiction, urging those who knew someone struggling to reach out and offer support. Josh Waring's death is a tragic chapter in Lauri Peterson's life, but it is also a stark reminder of the pervasive and destructive nature of addiction. It can take hold of anyone, regardless of their background, their upbringing, or their circumstances. It is a disease that does not discriminate, and its effects are far-reaching, impacting not just the individual but everyone who loves them. As Lauri Peterson mourns the loss of her son, the world mourns with her. Josh Waring's story is one of unfulfilled potential, a life cut short by the relentless grip of addiction. But it is also a story of a mother's love, a love that never wavered, even in the darkest of times. Lauri's strength and resilience in the face of such overwhelming grief are a testament to the deep bond she shared with her son. In the end, Lauri Peterson's journey is one of love, loss, and the harsh realities of life. The glitz and glamour of RHOC may have brought her into the public eye, but it is her unwavering dedication to her family, especially her son Josh, that has left a lasting impact on all who have followed her story.